Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Douluo continent, southwest of Tiando Empire, in a small mountain village. The earth suddenly trembled violently. The villagers of the mountain village saw the direction of the ruined temple on the top of the mountain. A man in gold armor, who was like an angel, flew into the sky, waved his golden sword and chopped it down to the ground. Is that the title Douluo, the 9 soul rings? In this world, even the villagers who don't know big characters know what the shining aperture is. They are the most noble professional soul masters. And the 9 soul rings are the legendary title of Douluo. Just as they were about to worship this terrible existence, a man suddenly jumped up into the air and waved a terrible sledgehammer in his hand. There were 9 soul rings, 2 yellow, 2 purple, 4 black and 1 red, especially the last red one, which was extremely demonic and had the power of shaking people's hearts. Isn't this the young man of the couple who gave birth in our village? He is the great title Douluo. My God! The villagers soon recognized the man with extraordinary temperament. Boom! The black hammer smashed the golden sword, and the earth trembled. Then the birds and animals scattered in the mountain forest. A group of people escorted an injured man to run away in a hurry. When passing by the mountain village, the injured man looked at the villagers and said coldly, "Did you provide Tang Hao with food and water to help them deliver the baby?" "Great title, Mr. Douluo, we are just out of kindness," the village head bent down to explain. "The person who helps Tang Hao is the enemy of my martial spirit hall. Kill them all." In the eyes of the injured man, if the bluegrass didn't give birth smoothly, he might not be nearly killed by a hammer. The soul ring, the soul bone, will all belong to their martial spirit hall. Cry, cry for help, angry curse, and cruel laughter reverberate in the mountain village. Finally, the mountain village is dead. When everything is quiet, a baby who should have died opens his eyes and makes a loud cry. "I'm sorry. I'm useless." A shrill howl resounded through the mountain village, lasting for a long time. In the southwest of Tiando Empire, the Holy Spirit Village, Fasixing Province. On the towering mountain peak, just as the dawn broke through the horizon, a 6-year-old boy suddenly opened his eyes, emitting a purple light, enchanting. 3 months later, Xuantiangong is still unable to break through the first bottleneck. Why on earth? Ziji magic pupil, who can only practice in the morning, has been improving all the time, but Xuantiangong can't break through the bottleneck. Is it because this world is different from my original one? Looking at this strange world, Tang San had such a guess in his heart, and then revealed his free and easy attitude that didn't fit his age. It said that the world is going to awaken the spirit of martial arts. Maybe that's the answer. Third brother, it's time to eat. I'm hungry. At this time, a kid with a huge forging hammer appeared on the hillside. He was practicing squatting with a hammer under the hillside. It was a big hammer of 200 jin. But the hammer pressed on Tang Jiu's body, it felt like a straw. Tang San couldn't help but draw his mouth and said to himself, "This little 9 is really abnormal. I'm not as good as his natural growth in physical quality when I practice Xuantiangong, the supreme internal skill of Tang clan. Especially, this strength is abnormal as I am a passer." Bye. Tang San is sure that even those experts who specialized in external skills in previous lives didn't have the physical quality of 6 years old at the age of 10. Tang San didn't know. Tang Jiu was also a passer. By. Tang Jiu was a death anchor in his last life. He challenged all kinds of human limits and explored all kinds of death zones. In fact, his idol was Tang San. Because Tang San, a spirited and unrestrained cliff skipper, has more fans than he has been live for 3 years. There's no reason for that. If he hadn't jumped off the cliff, he might have imitated it and attracted a wave of fans. But I never thought that in the end he succeeded. Tang Jiu, the cause of his death, was bitten by the bullet ant. He died of pain. Bullet ant, from the Amazon rainforest, is the most painful ant in the world. It is said that the pain level is the same as that of being hit by a bullet. The pain level is as high as level 10, which is the same as that of a woman giving birth to a child. The most terrible thing is that after being bitten by bullet ant, the pain lasts as long as 24 hours. Is being bitten to death by ants the reason for my abnormal constitution? In fact, Tang Jiu also guessed that, after all, ants are the most powerful creatures in the animal world. According to the determination of ant mechanics, an ant can lift more than 400 times its own weight, and can also haul more than 1,700 times its own weight. That is to say, if a man of 100 gene has the power of ants, he can lift 40,000 gene and drag 170,000 gene objects. The golden cudgel of Monkey King is only 180,000 gene. Enough to see the horror of ant power. I didn't expect that it would be good to die. This is my proper physical quality of awakening beast spirit. Maybe I can still carry my third brother's sea god trident in the future. Tang Jiu is at ease. After all, there is a high probability that the world will awaken the abandoned martial spirit. He is not Tang Hao's parent and son, but his adopted son. God knows what martial spirit he will awaken. Only when he is extraordinary, can he be sure to awaken the powerful martial spirit. In fact, Tang Jiu once wanted to let Tang San teach him Xuantiangong, but he made a subtle exploration and found that Tang San had a strong sense of sect and didn't intend to spread Xuantiangong in this world. He had to rely on himself. Tang Jiu easily carries a forging hammer higher than himself, and follows Tang San home to eat. He is looking forward to the awakening of martial spirit today. They are the seed players that the village head of Old Jack has placed great hopes on. As early as 3 days ago, Old Jack specially did some ideological education work for Tang Hao. In Old Jack's words, they can do with a hammer. After all, hammers are more powerful than hoes. Many blacksmiths are all hammers, which leads to a bright road to the soul master. Tang Jiu found out at that time that Tang Hao's face was as black as a casting hammer. He was always ready to kick the old village head. He could not bear to belittle the hammer in front of Haotian Douluo. On the dinner table, Tang San gave himself and Tang Hao 2 bowls of porridge, and then said, "Little Nine, the rest is yours. It's porridge again. There's no meat at all. No money." Tang Hao's words are concise and comprehensive. Tang Nine Heart Tutsao, his last life pork cannot afford to eat, even if you make complaints about it all, even cannot afford to eat meat, you have a very decadent day. No wonder he and his third brother are so thin. Tang Jiu complains and complains, but he raises the iron pot impolitely and starts breakfast. Tang Hao and Tang San puff at the corners of their mouths in terms of his eating method and appetite. Just as Tang Jiu was eating like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, village head Old Jack came in with a crutch and knocked on the door. He first gave Tang Hao a cold hum, and then said with a smile, "Little 3, little 9, grandfather is coming to pick you up." Tang Jiu put down the pot, picked up the casting hammer, pulled Tang San and rushed out, ignoring Tang Hao's ugly expression. "Xiao San, don't forget to cook at noon." Tang Hao hums coldly. "Well, I feel like you're the one who's born." Tang San looks at Tang Jiu enviously. Tang Hao seems to connive at Tang Jiu. Tang San does all the laundry and cooking. If Tang San hadn't been a man for 2 generations, he would have thought he was the one who picked it up. "I feel like the old man owes me a lot of money." Tang Jiu always felt like a creditor of Tang Hao. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.